Hello students, I am Sachitarkar. Welcome to Cars Physics. This is my lecture 18 on electrostatics and we are continuing electric charge and electric field. In lecture 17 we have discussed how to find electric field intensity due to a dipole on axial line and an equatorial line. Just we'll recall it, then we'll find in this lecture how to find electric field intensity due to a dipole at any position. Okay, suppose this is an electric dipole. An electric dipole contains two equal and opposite charges, one is plus q and other is minus q. Let distance between them is 2l. Okay, this is center of the dipole, so this distance is l, this distance is l. Okay, so the line, straight line which joins two equal and opposite charges of the dipole is called as axial line, and any point on axial line is called as end-on position. Okay, or we may say it tan A position. So we have find electric field at end-on position. At this position, electric field intensity is 2 kp divided by r cube, or k is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into 2p by r cube. Okay, this is electric field intensity at any point on axial line. Okay, again direction of electric field intensity, if we take it E1, then direction of electric field intensity is from minus q to plus q, or we may say it is parallel to dipole moment. Okay, so this is about electric field intensity at end-on position due to an ideal electric dipole. Okay, we have discussed when an electric dipole is considered as an ideal electric dipole. Okay, again I would like to advise the students who have not gone through the previous lectures, please go through all the lectures and overall the fundamental concepts will be clarified. Okay, this is about electric field intensity at any point on axial line due to an ideal electric dipole which is equals to 2 kp by r cube, and direction of this electric field intensity is minus q to plus q. Again direction of dipole moment p is from minus q to plus q. So the direction of electric field intensity at any point on axial line is parallel to dipole moment. Okay, then about electric field intensity at any point on equatorial line. See students, this is electric dipole, this is center of the dipole, this distance l, this distance l. So this is a straight line normal or perpendicular to axial line, this is axial line. Okay, so any point on this equatorial line, this is equatorial line, is called as broadside on position or tan B position, and at this position, see, direction of electric field intensity at end on position is parallel to dipole moment, but here direction is anti-parallel to dipole moment. So here for an ideal electric dipole, let electric field intensity is E2, and E2 is found to be kp by r cube, or we may say it k is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube, and its direction is from plus q to minus q, or we may say it is anti-parallel to dipole moment. Okay, this is about the previous lecture, lecture 17. Electric field intensity at end on position due to an ideal electric dipole is 2 kp by r cube, which is parallel to dipole moment. End on position means any point on axial line, and this is electric field at broadside on position. Broadside on position or tan B position is any point on equatorial line, and electric field at any point on equatorial line is kp by r cube, and its direction is from plus q to minus q, or anti-parallel to dipole moment, since dipole moment is direction of dipole moment is from minus q to plus q, and this is directed from plus q to minus q. So electric field intensity at any point on equatorial line is anti-parallel to dipole moment. Okay. In this lecture, we'll start our studies of this lecture now itself. Okay. This was a highlight about the previous lecture. Then in this lecture, we'll find electric field intensity, at any point due to an ideal electric dipole. Okay, electric field intensity at any point due to an ideal electric dipole. Okay, ideal electric dipole. The dipole contains two equal and opposite charges separated by very small distance. We have discussed the complete concept of dipole. Okay, what is the concept of dipole, what is polar and what is non-polar atom or molecule, all these discussions we have already done in lecture 17. Okay, suppose this is an electric dipole, this is minus q, this is plus q, this is center of the dipole. Okay, so any point, this is axial line, this is equatorial line. We have already calculated electric field at any point on axial line and on equatorial line. Now you will find electric field intensity at any point due to a dipole. That is the point P, where we have to find electric field. So this is center of the dipole. Okay, so distance from center of the dipole, to point P is r, and it is directed from O to P. So here r is position vector of point P with respect to center of dipole, with respect to center of dipole. Okay, so let this position vector makes an angle theta with axial line. So this is the reference line with respect to center of the dipole to point P. Okay, at this point we have to find electric field intensity, but we know direction of electric dipole moment is from minus q to plus q. If this is plus q, this is axial line, so this is the direction of electric dipole moment, which is directed from minus q to plus q. Okay, dipole moment is a vector quantity. Okay, this is angle theta and this is a reference line to point P with respect to center of the dipole. Now let's resolve electric dipole moment into two rectangular components. Okay, let's resolve electric dipole moment into two rectangular components. Okay, I am erasing this line. If dipole moment is resolved, then component of dipole moment along this direction, this is position vector r, along this direction is P cos theta, and perpendicular to this direction means if this angle is 90 degree, then perpendicular to this direction is P sin theta. Then dipole moment P is resolved into two rectangular components. So P cos theta is parallel to our reference line and P sin theta is normal or perpendicular to our reference line. Okay. So electric dipole moment is resolved into two rectangular components. Okay. Thus, we may imagine this is P cos theta and this is P sin theta. We will find two electric field intensities due to these two components. Then finally, we will add these two electric field intensity to get resultant field intensity at point P. In simple way, if there is a dipole, then there is a dipole moment. So this dipole moment P is resolved into two rectangular components. So we may assume this P cos theta due to one dipole and P sin theta due to another dipole. But direction of dipole moment is from minus q to plus q. So considering this dipole moment P cos theta, this will be minus q, this will be plus q and this will be minus q. Okay. So for this dipole, let this dipole is dipole 1. For this dipole number 1, dipole contains minus q and plus q, dipole moment is P cos theta. And see, P cos theta is along axial line of the dipole. Okay, so any point on axial line is end-on position. So for dipole number 1, point P is on its axial line. Okay, so any point on axial line is end-on position, and on axial line electric field intensity is 2kP by r cube, and direction of electric field intensity at any point on axial line is directed from minus q to plus q or parallel to dipole moment. See, if this is minus q, this is plus q. Taking P cos theta into our consideration, we have imagined a dipole minus q and plus q. Direction of dipole moment is from minus q to plus q, and this point P on the axial line of this dipole. So obviously electric field intensity at point P will be parallel to dipole moment, means along the direction of P cos theta. If electric field intensity is E1, then it will be 2kP by r cube, but here component of dipole moment is P cos theta, so we will take it 2kP cos theta by r cube. Then another component P sin theta. Again the same discussion. Dipole moment is directed from minus q to plus q. So if this is a dipole moment normal to the reference line, if this is the dipole moment, then we may imagine this is minus q and this is plus q. This is direction of dipole moment, which is from minus q to plus q. For this dipole, the reference line is perpendicular to the axial line. If this is a dipole minus q and plus q, and its dipole moment is P sin theta, then this reference line means position vector is perpendicular to the axial line. This is axial line. Okay, so for this dipole, point P is on equatorial line, because if this is axial line, this line is perpendicular to axial line and passing through center of the dipole. So this is any point on the equatorial line. Let this dipole is, if this is dipole number 1, then this is dipole number 2. So for dipole number 2, this point is on equatorial line. Again we know electric field intensity at any point on equatorial line is kP by r cube, and direction of electric field intensity at any point on equatorial line is from plus q to minus q. Okay, if this is a dipole, if this is dipole, If this is dipole, then this is equatorial line, this is plus q, this is minus q, and at point P, direction of electric field intensity, if we take it E2, then E2 is Kp by Rq, but here dipole moment is P sin theta, so we will take Kp sin theta by Rq. This is position vector R. See, from P, let this point is, any point you may take, this point is let M, and this point is N. PM represents electric field intensity E1, and Pn represents electric field intensity at E2. E1 is electric field intensity due to dipole number 1. This is dipole number 1 on axial line, and E2 is electric field intensity due to dipole number 2. It is an equatorial line. But the length of line PM looks greater or more as compared to length of line PM, because E1 magnitude is more than that of E2 magnitude, because this is Kp by R cube, this is 2 Kp by R cube, and this is Kp by R cube. So if magnitude is more, then length of line is more. As we know, length of straight line represents magnitude of vector. Okay, then this is E1, this is E2 at point P. Then we have to find a resultant field intensity, and resultant field intensity is vector sum of E1 and E2. But here angle between E1 and E2 is 90 degree. Okay, now let's complete the parallelogram. As we know, diagonal of the parallelogram represents resultant field intensity E. Now it is easier. In the method of vector addition, we'll add E1 and E2 vectors to get magnitude of resultant field intensity. Since angle between them is 90 degree, magnitude of resultant field intensity at point P means at any point P is given as square root of E1 square plus E2 square plus 2E1 E2 cos 90. Now just we have to solve it. Okay, then I am doing here, then magnitude of resultant field intensity is square root of E1. E1 is 2 Kp cos theta divided by R cube whole square, E1 square, plus E2 Kp sin theta divided by R cube whole square. Then magnitude of resultant field intensity is Kp by R cube square. See, here Kp by R cube square, here Kp by R cube square, then inside bracket 2 cos theta square means 4 cos square theta plus sin theta square means sin square theta. Okay, then magnitude of resultant field intensity Kp by R cube, bring it outside, then square root of 4 cos square theta plus sin square theta. Then magnitude of resultant field intensity Kp by R cube into square root of 4 cos square theta plus sin square theta. See, 4 cos square theta may be written as 3 cos square theta plus cos square theta plus sin square theta. Okay, plus sin square theta. Okay. Then magnitude of resultant field intensity is Kp by R cube square root of cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1 plus 3 cos square theta. This is expression for resultant field intensity at any point due to an electric dipole. Any point is P. Okay. Then about direction, this is reference line R. Okay. This is reference line R. This is direction of R. Let resultant field intensity makes an angle phi with reference line. Then we have to find direction by calculating phi. Okay, then I'm erasing all this on this side. Okay, then about direction. From this rectangle means parallelogram, tan phi. See, this is P, this is N, this is M. Suppose this is R. Then from right angle triangle PNR, tan phi is perpendicular divided by base means MR divided by PM. MR, length of MR is equal to length of PN. PN represents the magnitude of E2. Okay, but PM represents the magnitude of E1. So tan phi is MR, or you may write PN divided by PM. Length of MR is equal to length of PN. Length of PN represents E2. Length of PM represents the magnitude of E1. So tan phi is E2. E2 is Kp sin theta divided by RQ divided by E1. E1 is tan phi. E1 is 2 Kp cos theta divided by RQ. RQ by RQ get cancelled. Kp get cancelled. Then tan phi is 1 by 2 sin theta by cos theta is tan theta. Then direction phi. Resultant field intensity makes an angle phi with reference line R. Then phi is tan inverse half tan theta. This is expression for direction. But we will again return back to this formula. Okay. Note it first. I will erase all these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have you taken screenshot? Okay. See. Again, this is the dipole. This is minus Q and this is plus Q. This is axial line. This is center of the dipole. This is equatorial line. Okay. Okay. This is equatorial line. So any point on any point on axial line is end on position. Any point on equatorial line is broadside on position. But we have taken any point P with position vector R with respect to center of the dipole. Okay. Then position vector makes an angle theta. Okay. See, if theta is 0 degree, if theta is 0 degree, then obviously point P will lie on the axial line. Then if theta is 0 degree, point P will lie on axial line, which is end on position. This position is X. Okay. If theta is 0 degree, point P will lie on axial line, and any point on axial line is end on position. Okay. Then if theta is 0 degree, then electric field intensity will become, see this final expression, if theta is 0 degree, then electric field is Kp by R cube square root of 1 plus 3 cos square Kp by R cube square root of 1 plus 3 cos square theta. Theta is 0 degree. Then electric field intensity is Kp by R cube into cos 0 is 1, cos square theta means cos square 0 degree is 1, 3 plus 1 is 4, square root of 4 is 2. As we have got at end on position, or as we have got electric field intensity at any point on axial line. So this is expression for electric field intensity at any point on axial line. In generalized formula means this is expression for electric field at any point due to a dipole. If we put theta 0 degree, then we are getting electric field intensity at any point on axial line. Similarly, if theta is 90 degrees, see, this is angle theta which position vector makes with axial line. If theta is a 90 degree, then point P will come to y. Means y is on equatorial line. If theta is a 90 degree, this is an axial line. If theta is a 90 degree, then magnitude of electric field will become Kp by r cube square root of 1 plus 3 cos square 90, and as we know cos 90 is 0, then magnitude of electric field intensity 3 cos square 90 is 0, square root of 1 is 1, then it is Kp by r cube. If theta is a 90 degree, then electric field intensity is Kp by r cube, and if theta is a 90 degree, point P will lie on equatorial line. So this is expression for electric field intensity on equatorial line. Okay, so this is about electric field intensity at any point due to an electric dipole. Of course, this is the case of ideal electric dipole. Okay, so this lecture is for a very short duration. Okay, in next lecture I will meet you with discussion electric field intensity, electric dipole in uniform electric field. In that lecture we will discuss about torque, potential energy, stable equilibrium of dipole, unstable equilibrium of dipole. Of course, lecture 19 will be one of conceptual lecture in this subject, means electric charge and electric field. Thank you, students. Thank you for your sincere support. Thanks.